Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Whether you're tuning in here on the radio dial in Mississippi, we welcome you all back to our show. Also, those tuning in through online affiliates around the world, we're glad to have you all back with us, including our iHeart Radio family. We're glad that you could be with us as well. We're excited to welcome recording artist George Tandy Jr. to our program today. We're going to talk to George not only about his musical journey, but what it's been like for him to share his gifts with the world and to be able to see the response. He's recently released the video for his single, Already Love. You guys will be hearing that single in our program, and we'll be letting you guys know how you can get the single for yourself as well as stay connected with George. But, George, hello to you and welcome to the program.
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
Hey, doing really good, man. Glad to have you on with us. Congratulations to you on the response to the video. I mean, you just recently released the video. Already is getting an amazing response. What has it been like for you to see the way that people are not only resonating with this single, George, but also with the video for it?
It's been awesome. You know, it's been a couple of years since I've released some music, maybe 3 or 4 years actually, and I really wanted to come back with a fresh, new feeling, and I think that this song and the other 2 songs that we put out with it in this first volume kind of give that feeling, and then to add visuals that. You know, it's my first time really being involved in a video, you know, from the beginning to the end, rather than just showing up and doing my part. So
right.
There's a lot more sense of satisfaction and fulfillment here. It's cool.
Yeah. Well, you know, I thought it was interesting when I first heard about, you know, this single and, of course, the video for it, George. I went over to our partners at Amazon.com to be able to get it for ourselves. I was struck by one of the reviewers that have already posted about the song. One individual said that this single is soul music at its finest. When you hear things like that, do you feel as though you did exactly what you wanted to do with Already Love?
Well, I feel as though I did exactly what they wanted me to do. Because that's a hell of a compliment. Yeah, and, you know, I do, yes. The answer is yes. And I know that it's a testament to, you know, my brother who helped produce it, my sister. Like, you know, there was a lot of minds and hearts on it, you know, kind of making sure that it met. There was some consistency from what people may expect from me as an artist, and then also honoring how music sounds sonically now. So that's the goal, is to get the soul in your face rather than have it be too laid back.
Yeah. Got you. Well, George, I think the thing that people have come to expect from you, and it's great that you can be gracious about the compliment that the one reviewer said, but I think they've gotten to know that when you put out something that it's going to have heart in it. Do you think that's part of the gift you have as a storyteller through music, to be able to put your heart and soul into the music that you release?
Do I think, well, you know, I don't necessarily know if it's a gift that's unique to me. I think that I'm obsessed with sharing myself genuinely, whether it's through music or through, you know, whatever activity is going on that involves other people. It's just, I want to make sure that people feel where I'm coming from. So I think with that intention, anything I touch is going to have that feeling. You know, I think with all of us, if our intention is to share our genuine selves and for it to be heartfelt and come from a real human-to-human sort of experience, then, you know, the result or whatever product it is, whether you're cooking for somebody or it doesn't matter, it's going to feel that way, ideally.
Yeah. You know, I think, too, you're so open with your audience, whether you're performing with them in person, George, or even, you know, kind of connecting with them online. I'm connected with you on social media like so many are. And I think it's not only the fact that you're telling people, you know, hey, I have new music, hey, I have a new video, you know, please share it, you know, and enjoy it. But you also just kind of talk about life. You talk about experiences. There's one tweet that you shared that when I was prepping for the segment I saw that I think is so important, and I think it's says so much about you. And you talked about energy, and I think a lot of times we don't realize the importance of the energy that we give off and the importance of, what our lives might mean for someone else, and also, of course, what that means for other people. You talked about the importance of, giving off good energy, getting good energy. Do you think that also is part of this whole thing for you? Because as you were sharing the video for the single Already Love, you said this: you get good energy, good energy for everybody. Do you think that's kind of what you're able to give people, is this interchange of energy through music, and then they're able to give that back to you in the love that they're showing you?
I think that I think there's always a chance that it's all about perspective, right? So first of all, I have to acknowledge that any energy to do anything is good energy. Just if I'm grateful for life in general, then I'm going to accept whatever negativity that comes my way as positive, just because it exists for my own self-improvement, my own refinement. And then there's the law of cause and effect, right? So if whatever I'm saying and doing and thinking, if I'm intentional with it, then chances are I'm going to get it back, And it's funny to say chances are after calling it a law, but, there's the probability is high. The probability is high that I'm going to get some good energy in return, and that exchange is, it's a dialogue. You want to have a peaceful dialogue, and I put that in my music. I put that in my posture. I put that in, I'm trying to put that in as much as possible. Remember that I'm honoring people by behaving a certain way.
Right. You mentioned the 3 songs about being released, and then when people are following you on Twitter, especially, George, they're able to see those 3 covers there. And if they're not, it's at Team Tandy is where you all can find George, and we'll remind you of that. The singles like "Darling," "Sunrise," "Already Love." I mean, when you kind of look at this music that you're kind of putting out, do you feel as though you're kind of also sharing a part of your life through music with us?
Oh, absolutely. I'm definitely sharing a part of my life with people. It's inevitable. Even if I was just storytelling, the way I formulate the narrative in the song is still a part of my life. But specifically with these 3 songs, "Already Love" was a very specific experience that I had with a woman, where we just had it was a brilliant time. It was an honest, forthright episode of, intimacy between us. And when it was fun, it was fresh. We were just enjoying each other's company. They didn't even go much further than that, but it was, it was remarkable, And then with "Darling" and "Sunrise," "Darling" was written by my sister, so I had to find myself within the lyrics. I came up with the melody where she found the story. My sister's name's Katrina Rose Tandy, and I think that by finding myself in the story she was telling, I'm sharing a part of my life. And then "Sunrise" was a very specific experience where I was giving, I was under the impression that the relationship that I was in was more than it was. And I couldn't let go of it. And even when I did think I was letting go of it, it was the sour feelings and the insecurities were filtering throughout all my other behavior. So I needed to put that into something as a kind of a reference for my own resolve. That's what "Sunrise" represents.
Gotcha. Well, for those that have not had a chance to hear "Already Love," here's your opportunity. Here's "Already Love" by George Tandy Jr. We'll be back with our final moments with George right after this.
treasures underneath your clothes. It's your heart. It's your heart that's gold. That's why I feel like you already love me. Like you already love me. Like you already love me. I feel like you already love me. Yeah. Whoa. Let's take it easy, baby. You got me. Electric lover, you shocked me. And I'm so excited, 'cause this is just the beginning. Head, shoulders, knees and toes of all the treasures underneath your clothes. It's your heart. It's your heart that's gold. That's why I feel like you already love me. Like you already love me. Like you already love me. I feel like you already trust me. Like you already trust me. Like you already trust me. I feel like you already know. Like you already know. Like you already know. 'Cause I feel like you already love me. Yeah. Whoa. Head, shoulders, knees and toes of all the treasures underneath your clothes. It's your heart. It's your heart that's gold.
That again was Already Loved by recording artist George Tandy Jr. We got it through our partners at Amazon.com. You all can get it at your favorite online retailer. We're going to tell you guys here in just a bit how you can stay connected with George. George, I want to talk to you before we let our audience know how to stay connected with you throughout this year. I want to talk to you about the live experience. You talked about even going back to Twitter, about the love that you get from places like Chicago, Atlanta. Talk to us about that experience and to be able to visit a city and to be able to feel that love for yourself and the music.
It's trippy. I think that, well, right now, I've been living in South Florida for a while, so doing my rounds here, doing open mics and doing different venues around here for years, developing a relationship with the community here, you can expect a certain type of turnout, a certain type of response just because of consistency, Right. But to step into a city for the first time and have people respond to the music the way that you intended it to make them feel, or in similar ways that you feel when you're performing, oh man, that's it right there. I think that's the real payoff. It's extremely validating as an artist, and then it's validating as a human being. Something you created affected someone positively to the point where they wanted to respond directly to you. That's it. I love it.
Yeah. Well, other people will be able to have the opportunity to experience that with you, George. I noticed, again, going to Twitter, not that I'm stalking you there, but you kind of asked your fans, who would they like to see you out there with. So we know it's going to be a lot of exciting things going on with you. George, let our audience know, where are the best places? I've been mentioning Twitter, but where are the best places for our audience to stay connected with you?
To stay connected, I'm probably most active. I'm equally active on all platforms. So on Instagram, it's at George Tandy Jr. On Facebook, it's official George Tandy Jr. I also have a personal page, George Tandy Jr. there. And Twitter, at Team Tandy. Pretty active on all of those. And I do my best to respond to as many people as possible.
Got you. Well, George, thank you so much for the time, man. Congratulations on Already Loved, the single and the video, and looking forward to our next connection, man.
I appreciate it, Cyrus. This has been a pleasure, man.
Okay, the pleasure's definitely all mine. We thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live today. You all make it a great one.